A very warm welcome back to Riverbend Springs on Farming Simulator 25. It's episode 43 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, phase 2 of Operation Build My Own Little Farm Homestead is underway. I've got a load more trees cut down. I've had a very strange thing happen. I'll go on to that in a moment. I got the, you've already seen the clip, yes, the Taj front. The single winch, I just thought, you know what, it'd be easier. I did look at the cable yarders. The problem I've got is, this is uphill, that's downhill, and one of the cable yarders that goes on the back on the 3-point link only works uphill. The other one is more expensive, will do both ways. I thought, it will get expensive using the cable yarder, so I thought I'll just winch the stuff up. So I've got a load of stuff cut, a few trees here and there. I've cleared a bit of a space here. Why, you may wonder? Well, you know what I said about building that cabin, and then what happened in the last episode? Straight after that, a log cabin became available. But not just any log cabin, a proper fancy, like a modern take on an old classic, I suppose is how you'd refer to it. And it's gorgeous and not too expensive either. So that's what we're going to be putting in. But I do need to clear this area here first, because the other thing I'm going to try and put in, I want to put in my chicken. It's going to be a chicken run. There is the pasture. I don't know if it's because these trees were here. I'll try a couple of different things, but I want to put chickens in here. I've already purchased 6 bags of chicken feed, so we've got to go and get those. And I have got some actually wood to deliver up to the playground maker, because I'm going to need the flatbed trailer. So we are borrowing and bouncing the equipment between Walters and here. But I just thought, yeah, I'll clear a couple of bits I've got there. Like some of the taller ones I have already cut down. But yeah, I had this happen. I had one of those really tall lodge poles. You might have already noticed. And it was here somewhere. Where's the stump gone? Where's the tree? Here. It was here somewhere. Anyway, I cut the tree and it started to fall. And it hit this tree. But I'm assuming that more of the height was that way because it then used this tree as a pivot and ended up wedged in the top of that tree and that tree. Yeah. Thinking potentially telehandler. If I raise the boom up long enough, maybe I can get up there with a chainsaw, lop that bit. But the problem I've got is the telehandler won't reach. I wonder if I can... would that work? If I grab the winch cable... I've never done this before. Climbed up the boom, would it allow me to attach it? And then just winch out of the tree? I suppose we could try that, couldn't we? Anyway, yeah, that's stuck. Can't make it up, can you? And some of this stuff I'm going to pull as it is. These are the ones that kind of bifurcate as they go up. So I tend to, with these bigger ones, I lop that bit, and then where it splits, split it, and then you've got kind of three sections. And using the winch, I haven't got to worry. I haven't got to cut it all up into smaller pieces. This one I was doing that thing again. It was pouring with rain. I thought, why am I cutting this up into tiny pieces? I don't need to. So I'm going to drag this one over first. And yeah, I've cut... have I got any more bits over here? I don't think here. I think I've done all these ones. I say all of these ones. There's more I can cut down, but the ones I'm going to do for the time being. And I've cut a couple here. Actually, I could do that one as well, couldn't I? There was a couple here, and there's one over by the road just here. These I'm just going to drag over as they are. And I think for the time being, we're up over 100,000 litres in our sawmill distribution hub. I mean, what I could do is we've got the wood over at the sawmill at the moment. We could use that for building the cabin. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, however you want to look at that. Or we could produce some stuff from here, but we're going to build the cabin anyway. So hopefully by the end of the episode, cabin will be in, chicken pen will be in. That's what we could do as well, although we can only have one placement point for the pallets. We could put some more beehives in, couldn't we? Scatter them around the sort of, you know, in amongst the trees and stuff. In a kind of organic way, and they can go off into the fields and pollinate and have fun and that kind of thing. So, and they're only not, for the 33 Langstraths, they're only £3,000 on, well, I don't know if they produce as well as the previous versions, but I know on 22 they were, what, 19 grand for the 33 Langstrath? I'm not misremembering that, am I? No, I checked this earlier. Yeah, £3,000 for the 33 Langstrath hive. There's a couple of modded ones knocking around, which are quite pricey, but we could put a few of those in, couldn't we? Yeah, of course we can. Right, so let's move this. Move the stuff down there, get the chicken pen in, and then when we're off going to get the chicken feed, we'll get the cabin built. The great thing about it is, because it's a modern take, it's one of those, not I suppose, yeah, prefab, almost a kit form type thing. There's a lot of those you can get now. I mean, I've said this many times before on my videos. I would love to build my own cabin. I'd love to move somewhere with a bit of forest, build my own cabin. That to me is just to do that, to put your skills to test. I would love to get. There's a few channels I follow. One guy in Wales and bought a plot of land, built his own little cabin, made his own sawmill, built his own sawmill. The guy's incredible. Oh, what's his channel called? Oh, my brain is Chris. It'll come to me. If it doesn't, I'll put it up on the screen if I remember. And then there's Kevin. Well, Kevin builds. It was Modern Self-Reliance, and he's got one of the ones you buy, and you can add additions and stuff onto it. And they mill up all their own stuff, and that to me would be. Oh, I'd love it. Milling your own stuff, build your own cabin. Again, what I'm going back to, you can buy kits where all the cabin stuff comes pre-prepared or prepared, and it's already treated, and it all comes on pallets in kit forms, and it's all kind of numbered, and you follow. It's like just like a model kit, and you build from the base up, and slot it all together. Just I mean, even doing that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Let's be honest, it'd be pretty awesome. So that's kind of how this is going to come. So it's not going to be one of those it's going to take forever to build type things. shouldn't be too long at all. So what we'll do is start grabbing these bits. I probably should have, there's some modded versions of this with a twin, with a 2 winch setup, but to be fair, maybe I should have done actually. Let's grab that next. If I winch that a bit closer to that, can I then do that to that? We can. There we go. I bought the bigger tractor over because I thought it'd be a bit more oomph, and at the time it was raining. We were getting a little bit of wheel slip on the hillside, but now we're good. It's saying cloudy, but it doesn't too bad at all. And then definitely got more rain coming later on, but for the time being at least, we are a-okay. Put that in there. Just click that. Okay. I'm going to clear the rest of this. See you in a bit. I want to get all this done and in. And we've still got all those contracts available. I must admit, I did think it will take, I mean, it would take hours and hours. I did think about leasing that other, like I say, I mean, again, I say these things and people are like, what are you talking about? If we go to our, where's our vegetable stuff? Right, so there's our beet harvesters. Not the beet harvesters, it's under vegetable harvesters. So yeah, there's the standard DeWolf, and that one doesn't have a capacity, which is a pain. I just find it a nuisance. There's that modded one, and that works really well because that's got a 17,000, nearly 18,000 litre capacity to it, which means you can hire a worker. You can go and do other things. Cheaper to buy than that as well, which is absolutely bonkers. And I think, how much was it to lease this? 21,000. So 21,000 to lease, and plus there'll be, and bearing in mind, root crops take a while. So you're going to have your hourly lease fee, but you could, in essence, take on 3 of those, the highest paying ones, lease that one piece of equipment, and that goes from job to job to job, then do the next 3. But I'm looking at all those combined, you're gonna, I mean, you will earn enough to cover the cost of the lease. The reason for doing those contracts would end up being to see if you get any crop left over. If you get carrot left over or parsnip left over or whatever it might be you're doing, that's going to be your payment. Because leasing out the piece of equipment, you're not really going to gain from the contract unless you own one outright. I guess that's the only other thing. Or it's a case of saying to yourself, well, like I'm doing here, the wood transport contracts are a constantly rolling thing. Do I just say to myself, okay, well, I've got to accept the fact the next 4, however it might be, 4 or 5 wood transport jobs I do are going to cover the cost of me having leased that piece of equipment. That's the other way of looking at it. I do other contracts to pay the lease cost. I mean, yeah, there's different ways of looking at it, but we could do either. But the problem is, again, even hiring a worker, that's hours and hours and hours of work. You've still got to unload them when they're full and then run them backwards and forwards and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's an idea, but I'm not sure really. I don't know how desperate I am for more of those things, you know. Let's do that to that. Get those out of the way. Is that just a little chunk? I thought it was a whole log. Okay, never mind. If we sneak in the gap here, trying to take out the windscreen with the branches sticking up there. Scoot through the gap there. Disconnect. Right. No, I know I said 5 minutes ago. I'll see you in a minute. You know me. I did bring this over because I thought if there's anything we need to shove around, lift up, move, we can. Let's do, he says, there we go. Well, I suppose thinking about it, with the amount we've got in there, we could run this as well here, couldn't we? Should I just run it with wood beams? Because wood beams are worth a few a few quid. 118,000 litres we've got in there at the moment. And the recipes are pretty good as well. We don't, if we go, I said that before, didn't I? If we go down to these ones, what are our recipes here? Let's go to our wood beam. And we have got doubles running, haven't we? 41 to 18. And then the wood beam from wood chip, 82 to 18. You lose a lot. Whereas this, it is literally bang on. 100 gives you 93 of planks long, 7 of wood chip, wood beam, 94 and 6 of wood. I mean, yeah. Let's do it. What's that little bit there? I'll grab that. Bring that over. Cool. Detach that. Do that. To that one. That one. Did it reach that one? No. But if I there we go. Now it should reach to that one, to that one. Sorted. Oh, that's got a bit of weight to it. So, can a guy get up the... We're at an angle, it's not really helping. You certainly can't climb things like you used to be able to on 22, like walk up things. I used to do that for thumbnails. Oh, okay, I can reach up. Oh, we managed to reach it, that's okay. So, do I rest it on the telehandler so it doesn't come crash into the ground? No, I need it to tip tonight. I just need to move that pivot point. If I can pull that out of the tree another 3 or 4 metres, or just having that attached, that seems to be kind of adding weight. Yeah, look, I haven't done anything to it yet. If I can just yeah, tease it just a little bit. Mind you, I'm just thinking, if this won't pull, it would probably help if I was actually pulling on the winch cable, not loosening it. Yeah, there we go. I mean, obviously there's a risk I'm going to rip the back axle, 3-point link, everything off the, yep, off the massive. I thought I had enough weight to it, you know. I might have to get the telehandler over to the tree and maybe lop a couple of limbs. I don't want to take the entire tree down, but if it's just hung up on a particular branch or something like that, just get out of the way and let this traffic go. Should have got one of those cone packs out, shouldn't I? Those cones that stop the traffic and just put them out in the road. Or a set of traffic lights, they're available as well. That's no, that's not good. God, there's a bit of spring on the old winch cable. Oh, okay. Well, leave this with me. I might end up having to chop this a little bit. But the only trouble with that is you've got to be careful, because if you cut a couple of branches, it might come out. Or if I cut it in half up there, if I can, I'm just thinking, can I get on the tractor cab? If I back up a bit, if that tips towards the tractor cab, I don't want to get over the windscreen or the back window, jump up onto the log. If I cut it at the pivot point, but will that fall into the trim? Yeah, I'm going to give this some more thought. Tree rescue service, just for one tree. It's not a very common occurrence, I don't suppose. Yeah, tree. Sorry, I feel bad. I didn't record the bit in the tree. I did go up the tree with the telehandler, and I just took a couple of branches off. What are you doing? Where are you? What? Yeah, definitely should have put the telehandler in the road. Yeah, that's all it took. It was one branch it was hung up on. There we go. We're out. Need to have a bit of fiddle around now. How we're going to actually manoeuvre this? We need to create a manoeuvre. Go to the other end and drag it, I guess. I'm just wondering if any more traffic comes, will traffic go under it, or will it absolutely just clobber it? If I stop there... Do I need to cut this in half? I suppose we could do, couldn't we? Oh, you're kidding me. I was just a bit thinking, oh, if I chop it in half, grab it in the middle, be easier to pull two pieces. If I cut that in half now, that's going to drop directly on that car. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. But anyway, yeah, it was one tree limb that it was caught on. Although it was through two trees, firstly, once I got up the tree, and I did what I said, I went up on the bonnet, up on the cab, and where the tree had tilted enough, I went up the tree. It was very dodgy. Don't worry, I was wearing a harness and a hard hat. It was all okay. And yeah, once I cut that limb away, it slid out no problem. Oh, it's not going to let me cut it, is it? Just so because I'm not on my land, am I? It's 2:20 in the afternoon. I'm back over at the main farm. That's what we're going to refer to as, yeah, the main farm. And having a quick chat with Walter. Walter said I can take the little Massey. We'll have it over at the farm. I mean, like I say, it will just be a nice little tractor to have there in case we need to do any little, I don't know, any little bits and bobs moving the stuff around. And I was saying about, I'm not sure, we need to deliver this wood anyway, but whether or not to buy another trailer rather than keep bouncing this one backwards and forwards. Get ourselves, oh, troubles, I can't remember off the top of my head. If we go into the brochure and we have a look in here, that one was £8 which we've got already. I like it because it tips. You can drive vehicles onto it as well. You can do all that kind of stuff. But this is pretty cool. One, I'm not sure it should hook up to the Massey. No reason at all why not. But that does have a capacity. But I can't remember whether that has tension straps or not. So if I want to put big bags, pallets, that kind of stuff on it, whether it can and whether the sides come down as well, I don't know. But having the capacity is quite handy, actually. Oh, mind you, that could be an issue, couldn't it? Maybe it won't then. If that's got a capacity, if I lift a big bag of chicken feed up onto that, that's going to empty into the trailer, isn't it? That's not going to work, is it? Oh, that's annoying. I mean, it doesn't matter. We can just duplicate. We'll just get another one of these. We know it works exactly how I want it to. Yeah, let's do it. Let's buy one of those. So that was saying, I've got to deliver all this because I need the trailer, but actually, I don't technically now. And I also remembered as well, we've got under contracts, there was me saying, I've got that cultivating contract to do. We can whiz out and do that before the end of the episode. Do a bit of, say, actual farming. We're building a farmstead, a homestead. We've got, you'll soon we get over there. Done a lot of work. The other thing I found as well, when I was talking about this earlier, if we go into, actually, no, we want to go into this one. Potentially there is the roper, isn't there? Does that come under beet harvesters or under the vegetable harvesters? Yeah, there's that. Now that, I mean, generally that's a beet harvester, but that one's been adapted. And this header will do all of the stuff we need to do. It's expensive again to lease. This is the problem with all of them, isn't it? We click on there, we just get standard 29 grand to lease that. But that compared to that, which is your more standard, that's only a 17,800 litre. That's a 43,000 litre. So you've got to come back to it as often when it is working, which actually would work really well. Downside with that is that's got a built-in header. That one, you've got the header, get the header on top, which is another 4,009. So you're looking at 34, about 34 grand to lease the whole lot. So is it worth it? Like I say, I'll make the money back on the contracts themselves because I'm not borrowing equipment. So the contracts themselves will pay for it, but then obviously there's the hourly lease, which, that's going to bite me a little bit. But do I do it to gain potentially sugar beet, red beet, carrot, parsnip, whatever the contracts are offering? And again, there's the time involved as well, which is going to be that's the only other issue to it, I suppose. While we're driving over, this episode was supposed to air on Monday. I worked Saturday and Sunday doing the map tours that came out Friday, and they take time. It's depending on the size of the map, depending on the detail, the intricacies, you could be looking at 2 to 3 hours. I suppose all in, once you've done your prep, then the recording, then the editing. It can be 4 if it's, like I say, if it's a more complicated map, it can take a little bit longer. There's more to it that you've got to kind of work out and that kind of thing. So, I worked Saturday and Sunday, which, a lot of people do work weekends now and stuff as well. So yesterday, I took for all intents and purposes, a mental health day. I know people refer to those quite a lot now. I wasn't having a great day, Well, we all have them. You wake up and sometimes it's just not vibing. Now, again, I guess people will say, well, you're lucky you're in a position you can do that. Yeah, I am. I do work long hours. I do work usually 7 days a week. Sometimes I'll try and take a Saturday or a Sunday off. And when I say off, often in my head I've taken the day off because I haven't posted a video. But what actually happens is I'll spend the day prepping, recording bits, like I said about doing all the various different root crop harvests. I might spend a day just doing root crop harvests. So technically I've still been working whilst playing the game. I know, again, it's that thing of you're playing the game. Yeah, no, I totally get that. But yeah, I wasn't having a great day. I wasn't feeling it. And I said to MrSealyp, the problem with that is that really comes across. You can tell, I wasn't happy. I don't know why. I just wasn't. Did a bit of recording, and I got to a point I was just a bit down. Went out for a bit of a wander, and I thought when I was isn't it ridiculous? And I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to go for a bit of a walk. Go for a bit of a wander. And then when I went out, I suddenly thought, I should be doing a walk and talk while I'm out. And MrSealyp said to me, sometimes you just need a bit of time for you, just a bit of time to just do what you want. You don't have to do stuff, but in my mind I do. If it's hours I'm not doing something, I'm wasting the hours. I don't know. So yeah, it's what it is. Anyway, what's the stuff at the back of that? And I think I said it. Did I say it in the last episode, or did I say it earlier in this episode? We haven't really done the answer as a percentage for a while, have we? We kind of got out of the habit of doing it. I say I did. I'm not saying you got out of the habit of doing it, but yeah, answer as a percentage. How was everyone feeling out there? And today I'm feeling a bit better. I know, obviously, depression. There's that. It can be a chemical imbalance. Sometimes just getting out in the fresh air. I know it's always terrible through the winter months. When it doesn't get light very much during the day. It's cold. Sometimes it's rainy. It's wet. It's horrible. But I think yesterday and I think the rest of this week, it's going to be cold-ish in the mornings and warm up a bit. But it's sunny. It's not going to be pouring rain every day, which is nice. And I went out with the farm dog and went out in the garden, just in the back garden on the deck, and it was funny because I opened the back door, let him out, and when I went to go out, he was laying. There was a tiny bit of sun on the deck between the trees from our next door neighbours, and he was laying in the sun. Just obviously a lovely bit of warmth, and he was just happy as Larry was. And I went out there, stood there, just breathing in and out. It was nice for the air to be a little bit warmer, not darting between the house and the man cave, or whatever it might be, because it's cold or pouring with rain. So I guess there's an element of that to it as well. So yeah, today I think I'm probably 80, I reckon. 80-85% today. Not up to the 100%, but I'm up there. So yeah, let me know how you feeling. I know people will direct message me and ask me. A lot of guys have been saying actually you haven't done it for a while, and I do apologise. Yeah, I kind of just got out of that habit, didn't I? So what we're going to do now is take the little Matty, go and grab that little trailer. I'm going to put the bags of chicken feed, because we're going to need it, because we've got some chickens now. I am concerned. Oh no, hang on. Oh no, I was going to say I am concerned. Although this came with this pack, this came with it. I've got no manure. bit of time's gone by. I mean, not a huge amount of time. Mind, they're small pigs, I suppose. They're not necessarily going to produce that much. But anyway, yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. If they don't, they don't. I mean, at the end of the day, I put it in. It is what it is. Oh, this is lovely, isn't it? Be nice just to have a little tractor over there. We have still got the telehandler over there at the moment, and I tell you what, I just keep thinking about that, trying to get that. It's a weird thing, isn't it? I don't think I've ever had that happen before. Trying to get that tree out of the trees, doing tree rescue. I've never done that. In all the forestry I've done, from 15 through to now, I don't think I've ever had a tree. I mean, sometimes you cut a tree down and the tree will fall, and it will fall into the branches of another tree. And sometimes you can't always pull it out. Sometimes you do have to cut it up. And sometimes if it has that kind of, what do they call it? Almost like when you're playing online, like netcode. It almost has that kind of, it has developed a friction to it, and it won't allow you to remove the tree. So sometimes you have to kind of go up there and cut up a couple of limbs, or you have to cut the end off the tree. I've never had one do that, where it tilts and comes off the ground up into the air. That was bizarre. I mean, absolutely bonkers. So there you go. Just a heads up and a warning to everyone. I know people aren't going to be happy. There's something else I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, this week's going to be a weird week. I know with mods and maps, and last week was bonkers. I think I got one Let's Play video up, and I do apologise, but you know, I make content on all of them. So if there's content there to be made, I'll make the content. And yeah, like I said before, sometimes the Let's Plays take a back burner. I know if you only watch my Let's Plays, that's really frustrating, and I apologise, but unfortunately, yeah, it is what it is. This week's going to be more of the same. Let's say I took the day off yesterday for me, and then this week, Thursday Farm Dog's got a groom in the morning. The problem I've got now is it always used to be that thing of, if mods dropped at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I could do my mod review and it'll be up that day, and that was fine. When we had mods dropping and there weren't crazy amounts of them, that wasn't an issue. The problem we've got now is we're getting so many mods, and a lot of times they're dropping late. So if they're dropping at 5, 5:30, I know we had some the other week dropped at 6. Was it half 6? One Friday, it was crazy. The problem with that is, by the time I've done all my prep, done the recording, done the editing, it's 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And the other night, did I mention it? I mentioned it on the mod review. My internet decided, nah, not playing ball, don't want to know, and wouldn't upload videos. It was that thing of, okay, it's 10 o'clock, I'm going to get these up, they'll be up before midnight, so technically they'll be up today on the Friday, and my internet said, no, sorry, that's going to be 11 hours. My upload speed had just absolutely carked it. I don't know what happened. It was really weird. Following day, got up, came on, and it was working. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. But anyway, so you've got that issue. So the problem is then you've got that thing of, you do all the prep one on that day because they dropped really late, and then I'm making the mod review and it's not posted until the following morning, or I finish off the video the following morning, or it's a 2-part video, and that wasn't a thing as much. If I went on a holiday, sometimes it was, because if we were doing stuff in the afternoons and mods dropped, I would do the mod reviews the following day. That was a thing for a while. On those holidays where I went away and still took my stuff and still did videos. So the problem I've got this week is, when do you pick to have, take the dog for his groom, and you take him down, drop him off, he's there for a couple of hours, and you've got to go back down, pick him up, bring him home, which, it's no big deal in of itself. The only times they ever seem to offer seem to be 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which is slap bang around when mods dropped, somewhere between 3 and 5, of course, wallop. And obviously that time of day as well, I get stuck in rush hour traffic around town, and it becomes a whole thing. So MrSealyp said, don't worry, we've got his groom booked for Thursday morning, it's at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I said, well, that's great, but the problem I have with that is, if mods drop late on Wednesday, and there's a lot of them, I need to get up Thursday morning and crack on with either getting the prep finished or get the videos finished and edited. No, there's never a good time anymore, that's the problem, to do anything, which is really frustrating. And then Friday, I'm not going to be able to do anything. because MrSealyp, it's been nearly a year, for MrSealyp's birthday last year, our children clubbed together and got MrSealyp tickets for 2 people, so we're both going. So I kind of benefit from MrSealyp's birthday present. Tickets to go to the Harry Potter experience in town, which is literally 5 minutes away from where we live. Now, we went years ago, I mean donkey's years ago, when Fantastic Beasts had just come out or was due to come out. Obviously since then there have been 3 Fantastic Beasts films. So there's all the new stuff there, and they're constantly evolving it and changing it, and there's the Fantastic Beasts stuff there now. So yeah, so my kids got tickets for 2 of us, and MrSealyp had a year to book tickets for us to go and do the Harry Potter experience. Brilliant stuff. So like she said at the time, we'll make a day of it, you know, because we can drive up, of course we can, but they do the Harry Potter bus that goes from town. You take the bus and then you do the experience, come back. And she said when we get back, because I think we're mid to late, no, after, I don't know, can't remember what time it is. And then she said when we get into town, we'll go out for dinner, but we'll make a sort of date day of it kind of thing. So yeah, so Friday, if they drop mods Friday, I don't know, yeah, that'll be a Saturday as well. So it's another weird week. And this is what I say when I say to people, life gets in the way, just stuff, just day-to-day things. You wouldn't think taking the dog for a groom would be a big deal, but I have to fit it in around everything else. I need to fit it in around everything else because I'm doing all sorts of things. So anyway, all that being said, yeah, just a heads up, just a warning to everyone, that's the situation. So here we are. Look at it. I tell you what, I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. The the 33 Langstroth hives that were £3 a pop. I've put a load of them. Can't remember how many I put in now, but I've dotted them around. I think got a couple in the woods. Yeah, one over here. I think got another one over there. I think we've got a couple down on the hillside there. The cabin's in, and I tell you what, it fits on here perfectly. I'm so pleased with it. It's got these little sort of stilts as well. We had to do a bit of groundworks and stuff. We could landscape a couple of bits, but the groundworks here, it was too rocky. We couldn't really do much there. A little bit of a drop off there. I was trying to work out to do something with there, but anyway, yeah. So got some hives knocking around. There you go, another one there, one down the bottom, I think. And so yeah, that will help towards the honey at the main farm, I think. Hopefully, it's just nice that buzzing sound as you walk around. And then we put in the chicken pasture. So I thought what we'd do is we'd take the fencing off and around a little bit. And I was met with the area restricted. You can't do that. Oh, it's frustrating. So we've got a few in, 21 in total. We've got 10 newborns, 10 regular, and 1 cockerel rooster. So let's get some feeding. Oh, actually, hang on a minute. Does this need? Oh, they don't need water chickens, do they? Actually, I'm just looking at the angle of this. Where do the egg? But please tell me the pasture you do get eggs. Hang on a minute, I didn't think to check that. Did not even think to check that. Is this our new one? No, that's the other one. Oh no. Well, it says eggs. We'll see. That doesn't come with it. I put that in there. Little scarecrow thing. I put that in there to stop birds of prey. Oh, not that's going to stop birds of prey. Little scarecrow thing. Hopefully, if that flaps around in the wind and stuff, it will stop birds, flying in and trying to take our chickens. So yeah, this was added in. Plus, chickens, they're inquisitive animals as well. They're like pigs and stuff. And goats. They like to play. They like to climb things, and So I thought I'd put a couple of bits. Anyway, all that being said, try have a look in the cabin. If you didn't watch the mod review, this is, like I said about building a cabin, and this is that modern take on it. But I really like this. I think it's very cool. And like I said, I would live in one of these in a heartbeat. I'm really looking at the moment. I know I've done my man cave tours, and I've done my kind of through the house and out into the man cave. I'm a collector of things, all my memorabilia and my Lego and all the things that I collect. But I'm feeling very tiny house movement, downsize, scale back. I just feel, I don't know. I spent so long building all the stuff up and having all the stuff, and it's the accumulation of a life, you know. When we moved into the house, it was empty. We had our stuff from our bedrooms. I mean, that was what happens when you move out. And then over the years with the kids and us, and you gather together things, you know. And then obviously being a collector of things as well, my Star Wars stuff and that kind of thing, which is fine. But I'm feeling like there's just a lot of stuff, and I need to declutter. I don't know, is that a sign of something that you feel like you need to declutter your life? Is that all that takes? Oh no, you're joking. I bought 6 bags. Okay, we might need a shed. Where am I going to put all this? I suppose we could put it in the shed there, but that means put it over. Well, can I do the trick on the other side as well? We could put it in the small shed, couldn't we? Let's. I was just hoping they could use the shed to go in and out of if the weather became inclement. I suppose we could put it in here, couldn't we, at the back? We can put our other stuff in here as well. Look. This is one. No. I was just chopping the bag off. Yeah. So spray cans and horse brush and chainsaws can go in there as well. Actually, I might need to. That's the same problem because I'm using the same button. Yeah, I'll put them in there. That makes sense. Right, let me put that in, sort that out, and then I suppose, what do? We'll go off and do a cultivating job, I think. I don't know. When I consider when I first we scouted out the areas and we arrived here and there were a few trees knocking around, we put the little sawmill thing in. Tell you what, that is chugging away something. The wood beam's already at 600 and something. I'm almost considering now, although my 2 sawmills have got stuff in them, getting rid of those and putting 2 of these in. These run really well, and they don't require wood chip as well. They're producing wood chip, if anything. But the other ones have done all right. No, they've done me right, actually. We'll keep it going as it is. This is still set to distributing, so on the hour it's still distributing stuff out. But I thought if we could just produce some extra stuff while we're here, yeah, that's working. But yeah, I just think it's that weird thing, isn't it? You can kind of have a look around and find stuff, and it just fits. I wasn't going to clear a few of the trees down here, and I thought, oh, I'll take a couple more trees out. You can see the big old stump there. I've left the stump. I was going to grind it out. I thought, no, why not? Let the chickens have, they can play with that. I know, bonkers, but it is what it is. So, yeah, I'm really happy. Am I going to add more in here? I don't think so. And we could have probably put this in a better position, moved it over or put it somewhere else. I'm not touching the hillside. We've got a bit of space here. I suppose we could put in a little, greenhouse in here, couldn't we? I'm hoping for open gardens allotment type things. I know we had, what was the one? But it's quite big. It will take up more space. I need a kind of small, just a little small, little and small, same word, but just a little open garden, really, little garden plot. That might be quite cool, mightn't it? And then I'm kind of a self-sufficient thing. Anyway, so while we're doing that, yeah, and then obviously we've got our lovely. I know I was talking about before, and I don't know. So yeah. I might do the cultivating job to finish off. Actually, I need to give the old. Actually, I think I might just put these down by the side for the time being. I maybe need to make myself a little lean-to or something. I suppose we could put. The sheds aren't too expensive, are they? Just thinking, where can I put one? I don't want it to be an eyesore, I don't want it to be in the way and look ghastly, absolutely ghastly. That's the last thing we need. But maybe there. Should we do that? Let's have a look. What's available? Let's have a look and see what's available. Yeah, see under others, we've got these 2. I think that was the one I put in just there. 750. I mean, that worked perfectly. I mean, that's... Could I fit it all in there? We might be able to get all the bags in that one. Or not. Just look at the size of that. It's a little bit cheaper. I mean, that one's a little bit bigger. We got one of those at the main farm. And they just get bigger from there, don't they? They get... Well, that's not too bad, is it? Probably a bit too big from what I need. I might just go for the same thing, It looks like it'll be alright. Well, it'll fit in there alright, won't it? Oh. That's interesting. It didn't do it there, but it's done it here. I don't like the base on that. We need to do something about that. Anyway, that being said, let's get the stuff in there. There we go. Oh, we've got some... some branches sticking through. So what we can do here, hopefully. Is that only when we cut a tree down? I think it's when we cut it down we can delimb, can't we? Yeah. Even though we own the land. Okay, not to worry. Yeah, so when we go off to do the other job, there's something else I'm going to talk about, and I'm not sure when this is going to happen. It's a thing. It's a process. Door's going to shut. Open the door. There we go. I suppose we can do it while we start doing this. No. I'll wait. I'm going to put all this in. I just wanted to show you what we've been doing. I might need to turn. Yep. Should have done it the other way around. I'll stop it. It's just gone 3 o'clock in the afternoons, and I'm heading out to the cultivating job. I'm still mulling what to do about all of the root crop harvests. And I don't know why we're just not getting any of the other harvests come up. I was looking forward to doing loads of harvests with normal harvesters, and I just seem to be getting root crop harvests constantly. And all these fields have gone from prepped and sprayed, and I've done fertilising jobs, to bang, done, harvested, nothing's happened. Oh no, I'll pay for that, don't worry. This is the field we're coming to, isn't it? Cultivating, yeah. So yeah, I don't know, I've got to decide on that. But I know what I was going to say was, and this is the sort of next steps, because I previously worked for the FIB. Do you remember all that time ago? It seems like a lifetime ago now. Working for the FIB. One of my sergeants that I worked with a while back retired, and he retired a couple of years ago now, I guess. And what the FIB would do, depending on obviously the serious of the nefariosity, we've talked about that before, when we said about when I first came here and the things I was looking for, things that were very, very bad, shouldn't be done in farming, or whatever. There are grey areas, there's black and white, there's but if farms were being used for something completely non-farm related, farms were being bought up and used for, you can imagine all sorts of things they shouldn't be used for. So if the FIB got involved and we went in and we raided and we did whatever we had to do, and people were brought to justice, the farms would be auctioned off, sold off, they would be seized, assets would be seized, assets would disappear, but the farmers would be there. So what would often happen is you can pick them up at a song. So yeah, what my sergeant did when he retired was bought a couple of farms, and then what he was doing was, as they were coming up, because you get tipped the wink of when they're coming up, and they get offered to the FIB staff, I guess, first. So he's been buying up farms all over the place, and he suggested I do the same thing. Well, I mean, I don't have the money that we've got in the account here. This is Walter's money. I mean, we've been making it for his farm. It's not my money, and he already gave me the money to buy the plot of land we did, and that's going to be, I suppose, end up being, it is a little farmstead, a base area, a holiday home, whatever it ends up being, I'm not too sure. But anyway, so I've been offered by my sergeant the opportunity to either go and help him out on one of his existing farms, or potentially a new farm that's been repossessed and he has purchased. He needs people to go in because he can't run multiple farms on his own. Run one. So there's an opportunity there for, and he's got them all over. I mean, all over the place. So we're going to have to give that some thought about what that will entail. But we do have the opportunity to either go and work for him as a labourer, kind of thing, I suppose. Yeah, like a farm labourer. Or indeed go and start on a new farm, potentially. But again, it's going to be a kind of, like I say, a lot of times the assets have been stripped. They've been sold off. You might turn up and there's nothing. You might turn up and there's a couple of old bits of equipment. Or, if it hasn't been stripped yet, and you buy it as is, because sometimes you buy everything, the whole lot. The farm comes as is. There might be equipment and machinery and stuff that the previous occupants left behind. Who knows? We'll see. But that's kind of the next step, I guess, of something we could do. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, we've got a few bits done in this episode. I bought a new trailer. We got a new log cabin. We got chickens. We got more beehives. It's been a lot of me chatting about stuff. But anyway, have a think about your score, your answer as a percentage. And I as I was talking about it earlier, what can you do today to improve that? Like I said, sometimes just getting out in the fresh air, just going for a wander. You know, it's not even necessarily about organising your thoughts. Sometimes it's about not losing the thoughts. You know what I mean? You just kind of, your mind focuses on something else. Whatever it might be, you know. But have a think about it. It makes a difference. Even if it just goes up 5%, it's gone up. And I know there are a lot of people out there. I know people message me all the time. I know when I was doing it all before, saying it's very difficult, you know, depending on what situation you're in, for, you know, you to change what your percentage is. No, I get that. I absolutely do. There might be some small things you can do. If there's not, hang in there. I mean, you know, like I say, people will message me, and I will often respond back and talk to people. And that's what you need sometimes, just talking to someone, having a chat. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.